People are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. Nothing costs so much in life as illness and ignoring an illness. We do not randomly choose each other. We meet only those who already exist in our subconscious. We are so made that we can only derive intense enjoyment from a contrast and only very little from a state of things. The secret of the human soul lies in the psychic dramas of childhood. Get to the bottom of these dramas, and healing will come. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Thought is action in rehearsal. The best is always the enemy of the good. Friendship is an art of keeping distance, while love is an art of intimacy. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Recognizing a problem is half the success in solving it. Envy is destructive. Don't be tempted by it. Live by your own rules. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved. Religion is a universal compulsive neuroses. The voice of the intellect is quiet, but it never tires of repeating, and listeners are found. From era to era, one discovers the entire truth. The first indication of stupidity is a complete lack of shame. When one does not have what one wants, one must want what one has. Before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first make sure that you are not, in fact, just surrounded by assholes. If youth knew, if age could. A man is sometimes more generous when he has little money than when he has much, perhaps to keep from thinking he has none at all. Only the complete absence of sex can be considered a sexual deviation. Everything else is a matter of taste. The scope of one's personality is defined by the magnitude of that problem which is capable of driving a person out of his wits. In the small matters, trust the mind. In the large ones, trust the heart. We seek more to take suffering away from ourselves than to gain pleasure. The only person with whom you have to compare ourselves is that you in the past. And the only person better you should be, this is who you are now. A busy man is seldom visited by idle friends. No flies fly to a boiling pot. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Depression is a frozen fear. All family life is organized around the most damaged person in it. Every normal person is really only partly normal. Words have a magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or the deepest despair. A woman should soften, but not weaken a man. Masturbation is one of the primary abodes, the primary addiction. Subsequent addictions, alcohol, tobacco, morphine, are only its substitutes. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. People in general are insincere in sexual matters. They do not openly display their sexuality, but rather hide it by putting on a tight coat sewn from a matter called lie, as if it were bad weather in the world of sexual relations. At a woman's breast, love and hunger are crossed. We are never so defenseless as when we love, and never so helplessly unhappy as when we lose the object of love or his love. No mortal is capable of keeping a secret. If his lips are silent, his fingertips speak. Betrayal oozes from him through every pore. A husband is almost always only a substitute for the beloved man, and not this man himself. Happiness is a child's dream, fulfilled in maturity. Limitation in the possibility of enjoyment raises the value of the enjoyment. A father's death is the most important event, the more heartbreaking and poignant loss in a man's life.